Joining me at this point in time is my colleague Krishna Kumar right here in the studio. Also with us is Mark Martins. It's a deviance from our usual practice. We have a guest to talk about all that is happening in the aviation sector. Krishna, let me directly go to Mark at this point in time. It is an important story of aviation sector overall in general, but more specifically the news of Indigo trying to buy a stake in Go First. Mark, thanks very much for joining us this morning. Any truth to those reports that we're hearing?
Good morning, Shweta and Krishna. Great to be on TV9 with you today. These are rumors that are created by market makers and market players. And I think we got sucked into this whole thing yesterday when word traveled fast, and there was one media outlet who actually republished and rewrote that story, which was, I think clearly we all, whether it's us as experts, whether it's newspapers or media or brokers, we need to act with far more maturity, because the poor common investor is going to get hurt end of the day, because rumors like this spike the stock price up without any fundamentals or basis, and what happens is eventually people get burned and they get hurt. And it is absolutely ridiculous that someone could even expect an Indigo, which is 4 times the size of a Go Air, okay, to buy Go Air with 35 aircraft grounded and no revenue. I mean, why would you be so stupid to take on debt and liability both at the same time when you have your own airline to run and you have your own organization to manage? And guess what? You got your own Pratt & Whitney induced groundings on your Airbus fleet. So I found it absolutely, fundamentally baseless that an Indigo would consider a Go Air. Now, if somebody turned back and said a Qatar Airways or Oman Air or a foreign airline was interested in Go Air, that would have been far more believable, at least to some element. But we all know this. Nobody buys a stake in anything unless you do a comprehensive due diligence and you get to the bottom of what you're buying into, right? I mean, eventually that's money from your own pocket. And why would you be so foolish enough to erode that? So that was on the Go First Indigo bit, which I thought was very, very unfortunate that it got spread in such a rapid manner.
Okay. Specifically on Go First, I understand that Indigo, obviously the reports, we have to act more maturely than breaking those stories right when it's being reported by and regional newspapers, not much merit there, but Indigo absolutely trying to clarify that this is not something that we're looking at this point, Krishna.
Right, because things are precarious at this stage, even for Go First, considering the issues that Go First is going through with its own insolvency proceedings and emerging out of it and finding a way to get the fleet of aircraft in the air. The Indigo, a top player, first of all, Shweta, it has a lot to lose and lot to gain with something like this. Surely doesn't want to lose anything. Surely doesn't want to spook its own customers and its own stakeholders, with these kind of reports doing the round. So making that clarification is what I believe is happening at this stage.
Okay, absolutely. Don't want to spook anybody at this point in time. But the report was quite extensive there. It also, in fact, gave a timeline to the merger and acquisition of up to 5 years. So, of course, I mean, there's no, as they say, there's no smoke without fire. So I just want to understand whether there's
that's what Indigo is saying. Let's just say this is smoke without fire is what Indigo is saying.
Absolutely.